Good morning, brothers and sisters in Christ at Lord of Life. This is Pastor Carol again. I hope that you are hanging in there. I hope you're hanging in there because the reality is that things are getting more and more tense out here, all around. There's a baseline tension that goes with fear of COVID-19, with the fear of being laid off, with the fear of financial ramifications, with the challenge of not being able to connect with people the way we normally do. But there's another tension that's coming out beyond that. I call it reactivity. I went to the grocery store yesterday morning during the old people's hours, really early. I picked up a package of hot dog buns and a package of hamburger buns. At the self-checkout, the attendant very politely told me that I could only have one package, either or. Really, I asked? The sign said one only, but I figured it was one of each. And then she said, very politely again, nope, just one. Okay, I said, and handed her the hamburger buns. She thanked me for not throwing them at her. Then she told me about how the same thing had happened the day before, and a woman had thrown the buns at her, hitting her in the face and breaking her glasses. No wonder she was so polite when she told me I could only have one. This morning I had the news on, and the weatherman said that he got 10 emails telling him that he had incorrectly named flowers in a photograph. The emails all told him that the photograph was of crocuses sticking their heads through the snow, not daffodils. Then he got going on and on about, of course I know the difference between daffodils and crocuses. And it's not my fault, that's what the caption said. And his voice got louder and louder, and his speech was faster and faster. My guess is that he usually lets those kinds of emails roll off of his back. This time the reactivity of the viewers and then his own reactivity to their reactivity got the best of him. I have to admit that my reactivity is creeping up as well. I get snippy with my husband. I got annoyed last evening with an old friend and colleague over something pretty petty. Reactivity is connected to worry. I'm worried. I'm worried about my son in Uganda. I'm worried about my daughter-in-law who had to lay off employees from her business and shut down her brand new preschool. I'm worried about people in the congregation. I'm worried about the church as a whole. I'm worried about the world. I'm worried about many things, and they're things that I have no control over at all. And you see, when I know there's so much that I can't have control over, and then when things that I think I control go wrong, I get even more reactive. So I tell myself, breathe, Carol, breathe. Remember those breath prayers. In response to my request to hear about God sightings last week, a woman in our congregation wrote about her experience in the clinic where she works and the hopelessness that she encounters there and in the community. While driving to work last Friday, she said she started repeating, Satan be gone, over and over. This may sound crazy, she wrote, but I noticed I felt lighter. The air felt lighter. The sky even got brighter. What a feeling it was that God was present and heard me. When we're scared and reactive, it's easy to get overwhelmed, and our lesser angels seem to shape us in our behavior. But we do have better angels. Our better angels, I think, are connected to our faith and our hope that God is here. They're connected to our trust that this too shall pass. When we get too caught up, it's time to vanquish our reactive, despairing lesser angels, Satan be gone, and encourage our better angels to shine through. People of God, may hope and trust and faith and all our better angels shine through in our lives today. Just a couple of announcements before I wrap up. Our plan is to live broadcast evening prayer on Facebook again this Wednesday at 6:30. I hope you'll join us. Second is, if you've not had a chance to worship over the weekend, the worship service for the weekend is still available on the website. Number 3, last week, much of my focus was on trying to figure out how to worship when we can't meet together. And during the week, the staff worked on getting connected to some of our more isolated and vulnerable folks. This week, in addition to worship, I want to focus on trying to connect the whole congregation. So look for details on that in the Wednesday email. And one more, remember Angie's picking up messages on email and the phone, so let us know if you need something from us. So people of God, people of God and your better angels, as we go into week 2 of this challenging time, this time that is going to pass, may peace be with you.